What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 3 of my Total War Warhammer 3 modded Imrik Immortal Empires campaign. So as we saw last time, we have returned to Caledor by confederating it and immediately knocked out Count Noctilus, who was causing some havoc on the coast. Hopefully this will prevent the donut from falling completely by the time that we're able to take it over ourselves, especially in the same manner that it fell in the Kislev campaign. I'm very curious to see how the Slaaneshi factions will stack up against the Elven factions when we're here to watch over them as well. Though on the other hand, the more damage the other Elven factions take, the more likely we are to get them nice and confederated ourselves. There's also the Shrine of Cain to consider. I would love to get the Widowmaker on Imrik himself rather than the Starlance, because it's a vastly superior weapon, but, well, we can't get Imrik here ourselves. We could try to pull off something similar to, for those who watch the Chaos Dwarf campaign back in the day, specifically the Zatan the Black campaign, the great Sword of Cain caper, where we stole the Sword of Cain and then deleted the army and then brought the Sword of Cain back to where it needed to be. And I could probably do a similar sort of thing here, which was pretty entertaining. But anyway, in terms of what we got to do this time, though we have done some damage to Tretch Craven Tail's Clan Rictus, they are definitely not out yet. Tretch Craven Tail has a full stack out here in Ashridge Mountains, and this is pretty much at the current time the only province we really care about. All the other ones don't need investment and aren't really generating anything, because growth in SFO is really quite slow, and it does take a while to get there. So anything can happen over there, but this province is not one we can lose, because the Purified Graves of the Dragons generate a huge amount of money, and then the Tower of Bloody Tooth generates money and reduces construction costs as well. So this is our main money-making province, and we can't afford to lose it. In that light, Tretch, we are, as I said last episode, going to recruit a few things. As for which mage... I mean, there's really two options. We could really do a Lore of Metal. You know what, let's check what we have in Lore of Life again. I do kind of like Fortuitous, and 40% missile strength is... ooh, primed. Targeting range plus 50 for spells and miscast base chance minus 10%. That's actually quite nice, in the sense that we could actually use such a Lord. I would prefer not to spend any influence, but it is tempting. I'm not gonna lie. Once we're done with this lord, we could also, as somebody suggested in the comments of last episode, send them southward to find Teclis for us, as he could be in trouble against Kairos. The only issue with that is accidentally finding Kairos himself, as that's not really something we want. So maybe travel like this and just get close enough to Teclis, but without finding Kairos. Although I suppose when we do confederate him, it's inevitable that... well, we do. And, oh, ridiculed. A local recruitment for duration for turn for phoenixes. Oh, that's kind of... we could just do that. This is basically a non-negative because we just don't need to have that particular character in that province. I was gonna get Uniped, but I kind of like this. Yeah, especially considering that this is probably not going to be an actual lord so much just as a temp, so let's do this. You, Bel Harathor, you're going to join up at Ashridge Mountains, and you have the ability to cast both Awakening of the Wood and Earthblood in a pinch. The Earthblood will help because you will be using the Fireborn and holding them for Imrik until he gets down here. Minus 1600 though, pretty iffy. We're gonna have to switch you to tribute to the Phoenix King. We have a -8 control faction-wide, and due to Confederation for 5 turns, it's -40 control, which is quite a bit. I'm almost wondering whether we should let it happen and just farm a rebellion or two. On the other hand, we can't really... here's the thing, we can't really spare this army, the main army, so that's kind of iffy. We'll build the defenses at the Black Fortress, because while we don't care about Darkhold and the Sentinels, we do care about this place as we've invested into its main structure. And I guess for now we're going to switch to tribute to the Phoenix King, which will put us to -2... And I guess next turn we can collect a little bit of money just to counteract this a teensy bit, because clearly we need to. The rest of this looks good to me. We could, in theory, build the colonnade, though I'm not sure that we can risk losing that amount of cash. What about over here? We're at minus 23. This can be bumped up to... still pretty bad. But it does have conquest per turn, so... Alright, you know what? We're gonna delete the militia camp, the Tower of Torsathai, Arwenil. We're gonna delete you as well, but probably within the next couple of turns, because we'll use you to help take Avathir. And what we could also use is some healing. Huh.
Ready to serve.
There is the Greater Invocation of Vol to consider. There's also the Invocation of Isha to get us the Constant Casualty Replenishment trait. The reason that you want the Greater Invocation of Vol basically used as much as possible is because of the dilemma that offers you that magical item. It's a long cooldown of 30 turns, so you can't have too many of them. And some of them are really, really powerful. But I just don't think we can afford it right now. Sad though it may be. Alright, so you're switching. Let's check diplomacy. Do any of the elves? Alright, so Illyrian, Tyrannok, and Safari. Safari is the one that's always... You know what? These guys are all fighting each other. Maybe we ignore them for a little bit. We'll see how... We'll see how they all do against each other, and then see if any of them are willing to offer us trade agreement. No need to go non-aggression with them. There's also, do we have Vision of Catha? It seems like, generally speaking... yes, okay, so these guys are fighting the Burning Wind Nomads. I was hoping to get an earlier alliance going with them, and perhaps to declare war on, like, Eshin or somebody, but they're not actually fighting Eshin right now. Which is a bit of a shame. But it does seem like our star is rising with pretty much all the Cathians. So I think we'll be okay. They like what we're doing, basically, and we're trading with them all anyway. Alright, that's fine. If any of them cancel their trading room, maybe we'll join a war against somebody. I believe that's all we've got to do this particular turn. Let's see how Tretch does his thing. If he attacks the Ashridge Mountains... we got decent defenses here now. I should be fine. Don't know what's in his army. I don't remember what Tretch's starting stack is like, so I guess we'll see. Alrighty, while the turn is ending, let's get to the housekeeping. Never mind. Scalpo's Scuttle is going to attack Darkhold. There's obviously no point in defending that. He can have it, and he will sack it. That's actually good. It's a good because he's going to waste his time taking it within 2 turns rather than 1. Count Noctilus wants a peace treaty, but that's obviously not going to happen, and will in fact abandon Avathir to go to I'm not sure where. Because it's cliffside beside Avathir, isn't it? I guess we'll find out in a second. Maybe he went northward. Oh, don't tell me he has another territory up there. I don't want to get bogged down in too many territories on the donut right now. Fern Harvest, Archmage of Beasts is ready. I don't know who you are. Might have been a Confederated unit. Alright, fair enough. Technology research, speed for spears, etc, etc, etc. Mission issued, occupy Avathir for 1,500 money. Yes, please. We definitely need it. Because we need to save up like 15k for these upgrades, the landmarks, and the tower here. It's pretty critical that we do. Next up, what are we missing out of the base sort of buffs here? I'm gonna say, well, I would like to get the Lothran Seaguard and Silvern Guard and Gateguard buffs. We don't have any of them right now, as they're too expensive to afford. Granted, the same thing goes for the Eagle Claw Bolt Throwers, but 15% reload is a fairly significantly upgrade for them, and they're actually a fairly cheap unit, so we'll probably get them in a couple of our armies. Imrik's probably never gonna bother with any siege equipment. Artillery, you don't need siege when you have dragons, and... I don't know where Tretch went. Huh. Okay, well, that's not good. Can we even leave? He could be in an ambush. But he could have... Wait, is he at war with Karak Azul? He is at war with Karak Azul, so he could have ignored us and gone over here. You know what, I think... Okay, here's what we'll do. Here's what we'll... Change of plans, because I don't know where he is. We're going to mount Silverspear, and we're going to knock out his last remaining main settlement. And the way that we'll do this is we'll push Imrik, let's say, to right here, all the way to the edge of our territory. And Phaedian, you can go there as well. This will allow Imrik to heal for the turn. And we'll pop him into, I guess, Noble Priest. Nah, he doesn't need healing. Put him into Lilith's Blessing. Wait. And camp allows you to constant casualty, but we don't have the movement for it. Maybe I should have done that, but not a big deal. All right, you switch to Lilith's Blessing. You can switch to, well, you're already in Lilith's Blessing. And We got 2 more levels until Caledor Incumbent. Okay, we're nearly there. The important stuff is nearly gotten. Could really use some more healing in his army, though. I don't remember whether it's nobles or whether it's lore masters or handmaidens that give us additional casualty or punishment rate, but whatever it is, we need it. Alright. Belharathoi, just stay here for now. And just stay here, we'll see where Tretch shows up, because if he goes over here, then we'll follow you. If he stays down here, we'll need to protect Ashridge Mountains. And we'll knock out his main settlement. By that time, I assume he'll take Darkhold for himself, but he'll be down to 1 settlement, so he'll be screwed. Alright, Arathond. You, sir. Alright, looking to take Avathir. The defenders are barely existent there. You can, I guess, stay in Noble Prestige. Huh, any of that other army? Oh, it didn't disappear, it's right here, cat half-mast. Alrighty, we'll auto-resolve this, because obviously this is a waste of time. I wonder how much these guys would pay us for the province. We don't necessarily need this particular province for ourselves. I mean, we'll keep it for the turn, but Tiranoc might be willing to give us a decent amount of stuff for it. Though, to be fair, Tor Anrock, it does have that Palace of Tiranoc. And it is upkeep reduction faction-wide for Chariots and Skycutters, and Skycutters are pretty solid. Anyway, I'll auto-resolve this and hope that the auto-resolve doesn't hurt the Eagles, which it does not. Lovely. And occupy the place. Free Iron Curse icon and a Scroll of Amber, neither which we particularly care about, but we definitely do care about the money while we're losing massive amounts of cash per turn. You can have Root Marcher and Inspiring Presence. Speed of Assyrian we can ignore, it's just a few solo Lord buffs, melee defense speed. They're good. It's just that we are better off buffing the other stuff. I guess the question is whether we'll be keeping you, and if we are... I mean, I suppose we could always reset you later. Let's start moving through Militia Master. I mean, I guess the same thing goes for Imrik, but I don't know. Militia's a little bit too basic for him, it feels. Alright, you stay here. We still need to chase down this fella, and I guess we'll delete these items off of you, as I don't think we need them. And these items off of you as well. Well, actually, you know what? You can probably keep the Shrieking Blade. I'd like to keep the Talisman of Loic for now. I was just wondering whether we could delete a few of the items here, but it doesn't actually look to be the case. Alright, that's fine then. As for Imrik's force, we know that Michaela's always overcasting stuff, so she can use the Talisman of Sapphire for that spell resistance. Because Imrik has his Talisman of Preservation. Alright, that looks good to me. Belharathoi, as we know, is sitting pretty. We should have probably upgraded the Colonnade, but on the other hand, the money. The money. Alright, minus 15 now, eh? Still pretty bad, the sacking, the raiding. But no spawned army will be able to do anything about this. If we're in the red, we get diplomatic reductions with... Oh, but we make so little money because of it anyway. Maybe we just don't do that then. And control faction wide from low control is -1, so that's not good. We definitely don't want the faction-wide control debuff. Just gotta get rid of that Confed debuff. Alright, next up, Diplo. Anything else? Anything new, I should say? Yeah, it doesn't look like it. These guys really want non-aggression packs, but that doesn't really offer us much. We would probably like the military access with a few, especially Avalorn. The friendlier we get to them, the better. And we may want to peace out with the Dreadfleet once we destroy this little army. Just temporarily, as they'll probably offer us a bit of cash. Anyway, I think we're good for yet another turn. Let's see where Tretch went, shall we? And then destroy Mount Silverspear. Skip, 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 and damage building. Oh, Darkhold, yeah, that's fine. Skip. And then turn. Alright, this time, while the turn is ending, yes, we did reach the engagement threshold, and this will be an hour-long episode, especially as it started off with a little bit of admin this time around, and the engagement threshold still stands with 500 likes and 60 comments, and the next episode will be an hour-long as well. Should the streak continue until Wednesday, we will do a double episode Wednesday in addition to that. Alright, got that out this time before anything interesting happened. Now, it looks like no attack from Tretch again. What the heck is he doing? Tretch, you're being annoying. I don't even see him. Maybe we can leave? We know that the main army... Oh, that's just the Overlords of Jarduk. Yeah, that's fine, we'll deal with them. We will deal with them. I guess we start heading towards Darkhold or possibly towards this place. You know what? Briefly, we're going to switch to rebuild Lost Splendor like so. Then, the Overlords won't be able to take our Black Fortress anyway. Settlement Lost Darkhold, that's fine. As long as the things being under attack are the non-invested settlements, we're okay. What do we have here? Well, I do have a catapult. I wonder whether we can risk auto-resolving this. You can go into Noble Prestige and then go right here. We'll take Mount Silverspear. The auto-resolve is allowed. I'm gonna risk it. Let's hope it's not too bad. It's not horrible. Mostly it's the High Elven Rangers that got damage and another Scroll of Power as well. Nothing too great in terms of items, but that's fine. There we go. Got this. Ratcatcher, Scroll of Power, Food Taster, and Desolation of Asgore complete. What we'll want to do immediately here is start with... I'm gonna say... Oh, right, I forgot about Reaver Patrols. Go for Reaver Patrols for the Casualty or Punishment trait as we... Wait. This is an interesting question. Because we also have the Rebuild Lost Splendor, which will give us an additional 20% campaign movement range. Oh, but we won't be able to use it. At least we won't be able to use it in this territory. We could use it in this territory. Yeah, alright, fine. Let's just do tribute to the Phoenix King for now. I'd love the Casualty or Punishment trade, but we can't make use of it here. Alright, fine. Imrik, you are going to fast travel. Speed on down as fast as you can towards Belharathor. And then you're going to go around the mountains like this. You're going to take these units for yourself, and then you're going to head to Darkhold together, and then to the Overlords of Jarduk. The rats are down to a single settlement after all. You, Theoden, you will follow shortly. Do we have a Bard in Imrik's army? 1 second. Yes, we do. All units in armor. Okay, here's a question. Let's take a look at the first spear troop. 10 and 5. If we give Michaela a Bard... Oh, it can only be on Lords? Ah, never mind. There goes that idea. Alright, fair enough. And Imrik is at rank 10. Okay, so it'll be a little bit before he can rank up. I would, however, like to take the 2 Scrolls of Power. Amber Trance. I don't really care for the leadership bonus. You know what? Take the Scroll of Amber and the Scroll of Power, fuse them into a Scroll of Faramar. It's just the better version of it. Leadership reduction and vigor loss increase to an enemy unit. I guess it's something. But it's probably not something I'd use over the Scroll of Power, funnily enough, because we can double cast the Fiery Invocation, which is pretty nasty. And, oh, you've gone southward now. Alright, fine. I don't think we'll be able to hit you immediately at sea, will we? Wait, what about in regular stance? Oh, actually we will. Alright, I guess we knock you out then. Like so. And I probably should have moved the other army into auto-resolve distance, but that's fine. Auto-resolve this. A little bit of damage. Hey, Armor of Fortune, though. Nice pickup. Nice pickup indeed. And we'll take the ransom captives. I'm not sure that you'll keep the Armor of Fortune. What does Imrik currently have? He has the Helm of Discord. That might actually be more useful in his army, because he's decently strong himself, and it's better to buff the army. You, Arwinel. We've met... Oh, wow, what the heck? Wait. Elisali. Caranthel, Shrine of Loek. Is Iltharion gone? We might have to send this army around that way. You know what? There's a few islands out at sea, probably. We can gather them up while being at peace with the... Okay, here, we'll do. You. Peace out. For 7k. Very nice, Noctilus. Very nice. Alright, so all we have to do is periodically declare war on him, knock out his main army, peace out with him, and gain a bunch of stuff. I'm surprised that he has as much money, but I guess he's gotten a few treasures dug up. You, Arwinel. Useful and such, but at 550 gold per turn we can't be holding on to right now. And we'll get rid of the archers, because I think you have enough. I mean, I guess what we could do... Wait. If you go into March Stance, we can join these 2 archers together and just trade the full health archers. Yeah, fine. Alright, do this. And... Okay, now I'll just do... this. There we go. Perfect. And then archers into here. At least they're not wasted that way. Like so, and then you, goodbye. Lovely. Now we're at minus 1500 per turn, which is a little bit better, I should say. Torsify. Alright, the public order here is still horrendous. It'll fix itself a little bit once the Confederation debuff is gone, but it'll be a little bit before that. We do need to build a plaza. I'm tempted to say we're better to get the plaza here than the Elven Artisan. I don't want to get rid of the Grove because I'd like to build 2 more of the Eagles because their cost isn't anything crazy for Erathon's army, at least for now. And we can reduce the cost of that further by building the Exotic Animal Tamer. You know what? Build it anyway, rather. It might give us the opportunity to get more trade agreements going, and that would mean more money flowing into our coffers. Yeah, you also got to remember that in SFO, growth is quite a bit slower than... Caravan of Blue Roses want to ally with us. Oh, Avalorn. Very nearly there.
I bid you welcome.
180 gold. Yeah, sure. Okay, we'll do the non-aggression pact with you. I mean, you know what? They'll probably want to trade with us themselves shortly. I don't want to pay them money. Let's ignore them for a little bit. And I guess... Wait, let's see how much money these guys are willing to offer us for Avathir. It's not really doing anything for us right now. I imagine that Tiranoc will be destroyed by the... Yeah, there we go. 9.4k, that's solid. I don't want the defensive alliance, but I want the military access and this. I still get 9.3k. Alright, this will fund some stuff. Yeah, they're going to get destroyed either way by the Cult of Pleasure, and frankly, Mother Estanka probably is as well, if the Kislev campaign is anything to go by. So yeah, you can have Avathir. Like so, that'll complete your province, and it'll make you nice and friendly with us. Lovely. And then we can land here, heal up, move southward. And use that army as a little pirate army to grab a few islands. And this... You know what? This will fund our activation of the Greater Invocation of Vol. I just want to get it on cooldown. I mean, I guess we could do it next turn so that we can make better use of the experience gain for units, though, frankly, I'm not sure that we'd be fighting next turn anyway. And if that's the case, we may as well just activate it and put it on cooldown. Go for it. Ugh, 5.5k. I better not regret this. Let's see what powerful dilemma we get. Chest of Sustenance. Ooh, is that the regeneration one? No, but it's upkeep reduction 10% for Lord's Army. I don't think we can even look at the others. It's too good. It's just too good, especially early game. Diamond Guardian Phoenix, 12% physical resistance area ward save, nice. Gilded Horn of Gallon Canuck. Vortex Spellbound, not bad as well. Yeah, but 10% upkeep reduction, Chest of Sustenance, of course. Now, Imrik, that means you lose the other Trickster Shard. We'll have to use somebody else. I assume that this can only be on the Lord. Like, we can't put it on Michaela. Just out of curiosity. 3,057. If we put it on Michaela... I mean, she's holding the Bound Fiery Convocation anyway, but I guess we could give that to Imrik if we wanted to. Nah, she likes our fire spells. We need another hero in the army to hold the other Trickster Shard. Alright. Chest of Sustenance. There we go, especially considering he's about to hold a bunch more units, including the Towns of Torquelada, the Scions of Mathlan, and the Fireborn Dragon Princes. You, Belharathoi, stay there one more turn until Imrik comes to town. We are switching to campaign movement range reduction, which is as it should be, and we may as well build the colonnade there. Mount Silverspear. For trade purposes, we'll get the Iron Mining Pit, though there's a decent likelihood that the place will get attacked. And since we're not going to be taking the income here, at least not for a while, we'll delete the Elven Craftsmen and replace them with another growth building. We just need more growth. Alright, next up, we've got Diplo again. Not quite to trade goods yet. Caravan of Blue Roses really want to trade, but I don't want to piss the Cathans off by allying with them, as it seems like, once again, the consensus is mostly to ally with the Cathans. Some say to conquer them. But I would definitely like their units. It really just depends on which of them die and which of them live anyway. Skip, and let's end the turn one more time. We'll get a proper battle, don't worry, guys. It'll happen. If nothing else, we have the... I just saw an army running around there. That must be Tretch. Meaning... Maybe he did go for Karakazul. So he's moving up here. The question is where he's going. Is he going for Darkhold? Well, we're going for Darkhold ourselves, so I'm sure it'll be fine. Alright, there's the Overlords of Jarduk. They're going to auto-resolve at the Sentinels. But their army is really quite weak, so it won't be able to accomplish anything else. Alright, faction destroyed Eastern River Lords, a settlement lost. Larithiel Princess ready for duty, great for Larithiel. Missile focus, recruitment cost reduction, great but also not super useful to us. Imrik, you will move... Yeah, wait, we need to do this... Okay, if Tretch is right here, could he possibly reach the Ashridge Mountains? Is the question. Do we risk it?
I see the winds.
We could go all the way near to Darkhold and just... You know what? I think it's safer to do this. Imrik, go yourself, even in March stance, right to the edge of Darkhold. I really do want the defeat trait from Tretch, however, so we do want to defeat him. Ooh, the fact that Balrog is... Okay, Boilrock? Boilrock. Balrog. Is here means that there's another stack in Darkhold as well. We will have to be careful about this, but we're already in March stance. Well, Imrik... If, well, you're gonna have to be careful about all this. Feojin, move down here. Imrik, we don't need to level you, but the Fire Mage does most of the work for the rat killings, so we'll get you evasion, and we'll move into Flamestorm as soon as possible. Frankly, it'll be useful against other factions nearby. Alright, next up, Mount Greyhag. I'm disinclined to invest into it at all, and we got 2 more turns of Confed. You can build up the colonnade, as we do have a little bit of cash, and the growth is down now. I really wanted to keep the rebuild Lost Splendor, though. It's just costing us so much growth. And we can't move Belharathoi. We'll meet up at the Black Fortress when we figure out where Tretch is. Alright, let's just ignore that for now. More importantly, though, Erathon, you can land and move to Torsathai, assuming there's no... It's a mysterious island. And we can't quite reach it, eh? Or maybe we can. Give it a try. I mean, actually, we could march stance, but it's fine. Just out of range. Alright. Well, I don't imagine Astankia will declare war on us. There's another island out here, just double-checking for Skull Islands. A single Skull Island will fund so much of our stuff. Though it'll probably destroy a decent bit of this army, but that's fine. Astankia, who are you currently at war? Oh, why don't you like us? Past treaties with the Dreadfleet. Ertor with the Cult of Pleasure and the Bleak Holds. I don't think we can afford to declare war on either one at the current time. It's just too risky. Yeah, so I guess we'll ignore that. And it looks like a lot of the Elves are starting to dislike us. Oh, they actually don't like the treaties with... Oh, well, you don't like the treaties with Tyrannoch. You don't like the Confederation penalty. Oh, because our bonus plus 40 from the... Huh? Wait. Plus 40, plus 40. Shouldn't these be canceling each other out? We'll get 1 second. Minus 40 strategic threat is also there, but... Huh. Okay, Eotain is fine, because the tolerance and stuff is good. Why does Avalorn hate us? Wait, what? They have a 33 from tolerance, they have the treaties and military actions, and they're going to minus 8 because... Huh. I'm not entirely sure. Tolerance and treaties... The treaties with Eotain are worth a lot more than, well, than nothing with Avalorn. Alright, so we're just gonna need to get friendlier with Avalorn. That's fine. Skullcrag, Seducers of Sana, Scourge of Cain, we'll have to figure out how we do that in a turn or so. I don't imagine they'll attack us, as it would be foolish. Plus the Confederation debuff will be gone soon. And the turn yet again. And let's find a Tretch, and even if we don't, we hit the Darkhold. Hopefully he won't go back around this way. Assuming that was him that we saw. What's this? What's this? What's this? What's this? Alright, and hey, it's a mutant clone! We haven't seen a mutant clone in a while, but it's probably not the mutant. I definitely gotta get his entry down into the community canon as soon as I get the Discord up, but yeah, it'll be a bit. Sons of the Mountain destroyed. I believe they were the holders of the Valley of Horns, so here, that's fine. There's Tretchy. Tretchy. Alright, you're fine-ish. Now the question is, how far can he move? You can't reach Darkhold, can you? No. Oh, wait. I just realized there's a small issue. If we destroy the rats at Darkhold, what will happen is it'll force Tretch into the attack on Black Fortress, which ain't so great. Alright, you're gonna go this way. We need to do this in a very specific manner. We can't have him immediately attack, most likely. You are going to sack Darkhold, rather than destroy it. Yes. And then you're going to move to chase Tretch down. I don't want him to destroy himself because I don't want to miss out on his defeat rate. And then we need to be careful about Tretch being able to ambush Theoden, but it doesn't look like he'll be able to. Alright, Theoden, I guess you have to go into Lilith's Blessing and sit outside of Mount Greyhag. This is definitely kind of a hassle running around like this, but once again, we gotta remember that none of that matters because really the only province of ours that matters right now is the Plane of Bones. Banish Corruption. We could get a temporary lord up at the Black Fortress to help defend it. We have 2 eagles and stuff here. Could be useful. Alright, we could get that punitive princess. It's just that at 400 gold per turn, it's a little bit much, and also she doesn't have magics. Upon walls, the Lure of Metal would be stronger. But I'm also kind of disinclined to pay a lot more money. You know what, let's do the fight with Imrik first, and then we'll figure out what we need. Maybe we'll even get him... Well, we probably won't get him up to rank 12, but we can maybe get him up in rank. But we also need to try to make sure we knock out Mutant. Alright, this is fine. Close victory, medium casualties, finally a battle. Go.
For the dragons!
Alright, I'm almost surprised Imrik said for the dragons rather than for himself in some way. As he did last episode. But anyway, here we go. Ooh, he does look pretty good at the head of a column of dragon princes, and we gotta enjoy this while we can, since he'll be mounted on a dragon himself in a relatively short order. Anyway, here we go. Wouldn't you know, a big pile of rats stands against us once more, though I think this Darkhold battle is pretty critical, and we've got to be careful about how much damage we take. Ideally, if the idea works out and if we can in fact move as far as I wanted, we sack the Darkhold and then march stance as close to Tretch as possible. And that may mean we get ambushed by Tretch because of Skaven General Ambush Stance, whatever the Skaven stance is called, so we need to have enough HP left over in order to actually survive such a fight. But yeah, I really want that buff for defeating Tretch. Anyway, here we go. We have one major threat on the field, I mean aside from the enemy lords and heroes, and as usual, it is that enemy artillery piece. Until we can get our Eagle Claw bolt throwers on the field, the enemy artillery pieces are always all going to be quite the threat. Michaela is now mounted as well, so she will be able to cast a few things and clear the path for the dragon and for the dragon princes. There we go, getting a nice invocation, or convocation I should say, down, and getting a quick 616 kills and 48,000 damage. And hey, that's not all. We're gonna follow that up with an overcast burning head through the lines of rats as well. This has become Michaela's specialty to this point, and I definitely think she's very well working towards becoming a legendary character. Frankly, her performance is already pretty darn legendary and outdoing a lot of other characters, so pretty impressive, I should say. Anyway, the Dragon Princes have moved through the enemy. The enemy wasted its Clan Rictus clanstone upon the ground where the Dragon Princes were previously. But the Dragon Princes, oh, nice air on that rat. But the Dragon Princes just charged through it to hunt down those enemy Plague Claw catapults. Over on the flanks, we've done a little bit of damage with our dragon, 111 kills on a few of the rats on the flank, but that's not really what we're caring about right now so much as going after those Plague Claws. And there we go with that. The Plague Claws will shatter, and we can simply book it on out of here. The rat's too slow to actually take advantage of us being, let's say, relatively surrounded. There is a Warlock Master here, though. Maybe we can get a few hits on him, but there's also a Warlord and an Assassin and some other stuff, and the issue with that is attacks from the Assassin and from the Warlord do have potential to bring individual Dragon Princes down, and that's not really what we want. And as long as these guys are blobbed up, the enemy Lord will repeatedly cast those Warp Lightnings on us, and periodically knock down units of Dragon Princes in this manner. So probably better not to get hit by those again, and we'll back off instead of staying here. Warp Lightning is just too threatening. And on top of that, we can't really send our dragon in because of that darn howling warp gale. I will never forget, there was a time when I built basically an entire army, like a follower army of follower harpies, like a secondary army that followed another army, and it was built entirely of flying units, specifically harpies, for support, but ran into a Skaven battle, and that Dark Elven army was pretty much completely destroyed by howling warp gale spam, rather, which was pretty funny and certainly memorable, if nothing else. Anyway, out here, Michaela unfortunately got trapped by a bunch of rats, but she can just burning head her way the heck out of there, and we'll book it away back to our main line now. We've got other things to do. There is a mutant clone, as I mentioned, that we do need to move towards, and we'll send all of our ringers, their Dragon Princes, our Dragon and Imrik, to hunt that thing down. In the meantime, here come the rats. They have finally reached our main line, though I'm sure the enemy army has taken a fair bit of damage to this point due to harassment by our elites and by Michaela's fire magic. And certainly they're not able to reach our lines with nearly the kind of numbers that they would like. Although reach our lines they shall, so good job to them. And we are keeping our more hurt units in the back as well, so that they aren't, well, damaged further. And it's time for the spears to hold. Our elites will be doing the same thing that they've been doing this entire time, but we can watch our main units fight a little bit. The enemy clan stone is also wasted here. While it does give the enemy speed and acceleration, and the bonus versus large is much better saved for our bigger units. Here comes another invocation as well. Michaela's not done, and there we go. I love how far that thing travels and how quickly it travels as well. I'm not 100% sure on this, but I feel like it moves faster than Wind of Death. I could be wrong about this, but it does feel like it moves really, really quickly, so it enables you to hit enemy moving units much better than certain spells would, which I really appreciate. As long as you can lead the units more or less right. Anyway, looks like most of the enemy base units that have attempted to reach our lines are very much in trouble now and are getting melted away by our archer fire. Of course, it's mostly clan rats and Skaven slaves, unless they don't have the armor to deal with regular high elven archer damage. Out here, it looks like Mutin is down to maybe 25% HP, 30% HP, and a few more hits from Imrik when the Dragon Princes will knock him down. We did have to move back away, though, because the Warlock Master is approaching, and that darn Warp Lightning still remains the biggest threat. Looks like the enemy also sent a unit of Clan Rat Spears to book their way around this big old plateau, or whatever the heck this geological formation is called, and, well, it's not a big issue, because we do have the High Elven Rangers to react to those guys. Anyway, enemy continues to approach us in droves, and they continue dying in droves as well. A heck of a gauntlet for clan rats and Skaven slaves to run. Perhaps if the enemy had a decent pile of storm vermin, but storm vermin move slower and would thus be susceptible to more fire from Michaela there. And there we go. It looks like most of the enemy main stack, sort of main units, have been pincushioned at this point. Imrik has started to take damage fighting both the assassin and the warlord now, and we're going to send the dragon to help him out a little bit. The dragon princes, in the meantime, were chasing around, or not chasing around so much as sort of getting a cycle charge out and trying to avoid those darn warp-like things. So it looks like that warp-like thing struck around the assassin. Well, I figure the assassin might be nimble enough to dodge that sort of thing. And there we go. With that, it looks like the mutant is pretty much done for. A couple more hits from either one of these guys will take him out. The rest of our army should be able to move forward, and hey, if it isn't the enemy clan rats, that did charge around. We did, however, simply move a few spears to deal with them and started to send around the High Elven Rangers to hit them in the back, but it looks like it won't even be needed. With the army losses and morale shocks that the enemy has already suffered, the clan rats just won't stay in the fight long enough for that to matter. And with that, I do believe the enemy army is done. Just too many losses suffered. Our dragon princes also did manage to charge forward and I believe kill, I can't see the corpse, but it's somewhere around here, kill off the enemy warlock master. Frankly, as soon as he was isolated, I probably should have sent the dragon princes to do that, while Imrik kept everybody else distracted. But anyway, a close victory, and by the looks of it, due to the employment fairly effectively of our elite units, the rest of our army didn't suffer too much damage, and we should be good to go to continue fighting. Alright, there we go. Decent bit of cash, decent bit of XP. Probably nowhere near enough to put us up to rank 10, or 12 rather, but getting there. A couple more battles, and we should make it. We will sack this place after all that work, and yeah, our CTM. 2,000 kills again on our Fire Mage. Really, really good against those Skaven. Michaela's racking up nasty amounts of kills. I mean, she'll probably be closing in on 1 million damage overall, probably within the next episode or so. Damn, I should have been keeping track of how many kills she got. Yeah, she's definitely doing good work. Anyway, we will occupy, no, screwed that up almost. Sack the place so that Imrik can keep moving and so that the last territory of these rats is not destroyed. Then Make kill in battle and make kill in battle. Starwood Staff, Augment of the Winds and Miscast Base Chance. We're getting a lot of items. Alright, I guess we'll take the Starwood Staff rather than the Scroll of Power. I like the Scroll of Power, but, you know, it's fine. Then we're going to risk moving into March Stance, and the reason for this is twofold. One, because it might bait Tretch into attacking us, which would be good, because one of the reasons we're doing, well, all of this, is that I want Tretch's defeat trait, which is really good in SFO, on Imrik, and it's critical that we get that to happen. I imagine Tretch will run nonetheless, because let's face it, oh, he has a Doom Wheel. Huh. Maybe I should have taken the settlement over. I don't think anything he has is siege attacker. He could have a catapult, though. I don't think he himself has siege attacker. Well, either way, we'll move Belharathoi to grab the Darkhold and Phaedian in as well. I don't think anything can reach either one of them at this point. And you can move sort of this way around. I don't think anything can catch either of them. And then as soon as they join up with Imrik again and transfer units, it'll be grand as our money situation will fix itself. You're switching to growth, which will be good. And what about Erithond? You are going to quickly grab this little island. We'll increase your battle prowess, Power of Rage, which will give us Mathland's Blessing, 25% physical resistance, which is nice. I don't see... Okay, there was an island out here that we saw. Yeah, it's another mysterious island back here. Is there anything within the confines? Yes, there is. There's a shipwreck out here. I don't see anything else. I guess the question is whether we move up here and find more potential enemies. The only thing I'm worried about is that this army is quite damaged. Might be better off to land and then... You know, I think we're better off landing for a turn or so, and then moving it within the within our own territory, effectively, rather than going further up north. Oh, I see that Avalorn could be in trouble. Maybe they're willing to trade or be friendly now. We only got one more turn of that annoying debuff from the Confed, though. If we have a chance to confederate another faction, we absolutely will. So the debuff can be back. And then as soon as our money situation is fixed, we'll move southward to try to find ourselves a nice techless. Alrighty, I guess that's all we can do. Now this is being switched to what it should be. You are in Tribute to the Phoenix King. In fact, you can switch to Rebuild Lost Splendor now, and we will build up the Crookback Mountain next turn. I don't want to overinvest into any of these provinces either. This is still the province, and it's going to be for a little while. Growth is everything at the moment. Anyway, you have a rebellion coming up next turn as well. Some interesting times in the early game for Imrik, and the turn now. Let's see how Tretch reacts to all this. And go for Imrik, go ambush him, I don't care. No, he's gonna run, and it's not clear where. Boilroke is moving to Mount Greyhag. I feel the Tretch was moved southward. And the question is where? This is still his last territory, unless it isn't. Wait, you know what? I probably should have checked. Ooh, these guys are racking up the units out there. Alright, so I thought I saw Tretch moving down here, so... Imminent Rebellion, Howling Wastes. That's fine. No rebellion's gonna be able to take over that. Do we see? Ah, there he is. Alright. We can't catch him here, but what we can do is two things. First of all, we move into Black Fortress. Actually, no, we sit just outside Black Fortress. Why just outside? So that the rebellion actually happens and we get the additional XP. Then we'll move Bel Harathoi, or we'll move Phaedian into Darkhold, and we'll move Bel Harathoi to reinforce. They will take it, leaving one settlement remaining to the rats, and forcing Tretch most likely to attack Black Fortress. I'll double check that this is in fact the last settlement, and then we can move up to the Sentinels. Okay, I didn't mean to actually trade. Or, wait. A moment. I mean, I guess we could send you down to Tekla since you're already on the field, though it'll take you a few extra turns to go down there. Yeah, that's fine, we'll do that. Let's transfer these units. You can sit here. Watch her get ambushed by, like, this guy. Nah, but she could just run off the field if that's the, if that happens. Let's see, keep you here, you. Auto-resolve. That's fine. And occupy. Sort of striking, don't need it on you. And what do you have here? Scroll of power. Alright. And you don't need that sort of striking. Do we have another garbage sword? I don't want to get rid of the Shrieking Blade, so we'll keep that for now. Darkhold, you don't need that building, and we don't need to invest in you right now. Black Fortress is in the process of rebelling, and that's just fine. And therefore we can collect the income, I guess, for a turn. It'll mean -1 control everywhere, but, well, there's not much we can do about it right now. And you've leveled up. Do you have movement? No, you don't. Root Marcher. I was a little bit too focused on the Earthblood and Awakening of the Wood, but we're going to continue being rather focused on that anyway. Anyway. That all looks good to me. Let's double check Tretch is done. Yes, that was his last territory. So he should destroy himself attempting to attack Imrik. Imminent Rebellion is fine, unless the rebellion happens before he goes for Black Fortress, and immediately attacks and besieges the place. I'm not sure. I guess we'll find out. And is there anything that needs to be built in Vol's Anvil? I was gonna build the Colonnade for the Public Order. The Iron Mining Pit will offer us additional trade goods, but I think we've no choice but the Colonnade. The Public Order is just too much of an issue right now. And the place is basically not growing at all, and until we can build defenses, we won't be able to leave with that army too far away, as it could immediately get attacked by Count Noctilus yet again in turn. Alright, Tretchy. And Darathon, you... Oh, I should have moved you directly into Torthus Sathai. I guess you're still healing here, so it's fine. Could have moved you a little bit further, but frankly I got too excited about the Tretch thing. Ah, there we go, Avalorn, there we go. Thank you. Give us more money, though. Like so. I'm actually not doing so bad. I thought that they were being completely destroyed by Scourge of Cain or by the Slaneshi faction up there, but doesn't look like it. Interestingly enough. Tretch. Huh. Now, what did he do? Where did he go? Let's see if he besieged our settlement. Howling Wastes Rebellion, Confederation Northern Provinces, and said, oh, he's still right there. Okay, wait, how do we do this right? Sacrifice to Mathland, Cult of Pleasure. Irrelevant to us, establish a trade agreement, free money. Okay, you, attack. Tretch will run. Please don't run around. No, he won't run around the mountain because he knows that his faction is destroyed, so he is no longer attempting to escape. Well, isn't that lovely? Alright, time to knock out Tretch the Doom Wheel, he himself, and whatever else he has, though he'll probably run a little bit away after this battle. And we'll have to chase him down nonetheless. Here we go.
Knights of my great house, Ulthuan needs us now more than ever, for we are the absolutes of its warriors. It is time for Caledor to rise once again.
Alrighty, here we go. Now we can use the train tracks. I wonder if traveling along the train tracks speed gives you any kind of speed bonus as a terrain effect, in the same manner, sort of, that the water would slow you down. But anyway, Tretch Craven tail caught to last, and hopefully we'll be able to destroy the vast majority of his army here. There are some critical units that need to be destroyed as priority targets. The Doom Wheel, the single unit of Storm Vermin with swords and shields with 70 melee attack and 50 melee defense. Pretty nasty. That is a pretty crazy amount of buffs actually for a tier 3 Storm Vermin unit. I mean, they're elite 4 rats, but rat infantry, even the best equipped rat infantry, isn't going to be as strong as an elite infantry, or shouldn't be as strong as an elite infantry from other things. But Tretch Craventail does buff his Storm Vermin, so that's a reason. Anyway, the other thing is there's a unit of Death Runners, which have that Weeping Blade effect, reducing armor by 50%, and very much a threat to things like Dragon Princes and such, and of course high damage dealing as well, plus that devastating flanker ability on them with their doubling of their charge bonus. Anyway, Doom Wheels, well, wheeling around, trundling around, and hey, shooting Imrik rather in the back with a little bit of warp lightning, and making use of that track. But perhaps it shouldn't be doing so, as it will get charged and surrounded both by Imrik and the Dragon Princes, and the charge from them take about, say, 60% of its HP pretty much immediately. The Helm of Discord also reduces its melee defense down to a mere 15, and the Doom Wheel will get ripped apart extremely quickly. Out here, I forgot to talk about the little effect. That was the... I forgot the name of the ability. The Invocation of Vol, or Charging. It gave you more mana. It gives you more mana and gives you a melee or a ward save in an area, but we wanted Michaela to charge up so that she can do this sort of thing. An Overcast Burning Head moving through the line of rats and dropping them in droves. Don't even need to drop an invocation when you get a Burning Head that good. 537 kills, 45k damage, very, very much worth it for relatively cheap in terms of mana. Anyway, with the Doom Wheel done, we can back Imrik as well as the Dragon Princes off. Michaela's done a little bit of damage and can back away as well, while the enemy moves to the rest of our main line. Relatively nicely set up. We have our flank protected on the right, not so much on the left, but we have sufficient units, I think, to throw the enemy back, especially considering the amount of damage already dealt to them. Here come the first of the rats, finally in range of our well-ranged units. And just like the previous battle, we'll begin to be pincushion in droves. There we go. I still like gun lines more than archer lines, but it's nice to have variety, and, well, the elves do good archering, if nothing else. Plus, we'll have Sisters of Avalorn eventually, and they are really fun to watch. With those magical arrows of theirs. Poor rats. I don't know how many of you are going to be able to reach the spears only to be impaled as soon as you do. Alright, looks like that unit is out. We also have to pay attention to the unit of Storm Vermin, which is down to about half HP, having taken a Sun Dragon breath from the Sun Dragon. And then there are the units of Death Runners, who also warrant a nice Sun Dragon Breath, which is going to take about half of their HP as well, reducing enemy elites' HP fairly effectively. Tretch is rushing towards our line as well, but is getting hit by a ton of arrows. I didn't even tell the range units to focus him down. It's just that since most of his basic troops ran away, he was the only one there. He does make it towards our battle line, but with only 30% of his HP, and Imrik should be able to knock him out fairly quickly. And in fact, he's going to run away. Maybe he saw Imrik coming and knowing how much damage he had taken, decided that, well, this was a bad idea. Ooh, nice leap from Imrik's mount there. Poke away with that lance. Don't just... He's almost wielding the lance like a sword in terms of the animation. I just want to see. Ah, there we go. That's better. That's better. It just looked bizarre there for a second. Anyway, a couple more of those hits and Tretch will be knocked out, but alas, he won't be able to fight. And you know what? That's fair enough. Would Imrik even want to dirty his lance on rats if he could avoid it? And there's that fiery convocation, and ooh, it bounced the completely wrong way this time. I was expecting it to bounce like this, not like this. Damn, messed up the angle just a little bit, and unfortunately that absolutely devastated one of our lines of spears. Granted, it also devastated 4 units of rats, but still, I really gotta be careful with that one. And that, what was it called? Wait, I want to see what it's called. Martial It's not a... Huh? A moment. Shouldn't the effect be visible on you guys? Weeping Blade, Martial Press... Oh, there it is. Because it only affects spellcasters. Not the Starwood Staff. Channeling Spire is the name. Damage resistance plus 15, power recharge, and reserves per second. And we're combining that at the current time with the Starwood Staff as well, for even more reserves per second and even more fire magic, which is, well, dangerous to everybody. Not that by the looks of it, we need it, as Tretch has done that fiery invocation, damaging us but knocking out the last of the enemy infantry and effectively giving this relatively easy battle to us. I really like the color scheme on Imrik's armies as well. It looks quite great in the Darklands, specifically with the blood being very red and matching the colors of the shields on the sort of dark background that we've got here. I'm gonna miss fighting in the Darklands because, well, we'll be out of here relatively soon. Anyway, this army, I believe, won't be destroyed, so we're going to have to do a little bit of chasing. Fortunately, Imrik kills off an enemy hero, and the Sun Dragon does the same, and Michaela will continue chasing around the enemy like a maniac and just burning everybody a little bit more. Anyway. Alright, there we go. Most of the damage dealt to our own army was from Michaela using the fiery convocation and it bouncing off of... damn, not rank 12. Bouncing off of that cliffside and clipping one of our own spearman units, or actually just moving directly through it. I kind of like the idea of the entire army sort of being kind of wary of Michaela. She just likes setting everything on fire so much that she's kind of deranged in that manner, and is a danger to everybody around. Not as much as the enemy, of course, so it's kind of like, you know, point her at the enemy and then keep way back lest you get burned. Anyway, we could heal up to full or take about 2,000 gold. Considering we've only taken damage to the one unit, I think I'd rather take the money, even if it is full healing, so there is that. Of course, once again, Michaela, nearly 100,000 damage and 1,300 kills. She's got to be closing in on 10k and a million. Ransom captives. And Tretch is done, and here is why I wanted him dead. 10% speed, and... Oh, okay. I thought for a second that this was Clan Moors because of the red color scheme, and I was like, what the heck? How are you here? Yeah, enemy killed in battle. Enemy killed in battle. Speed plus 10%. Leadership during subterranean intercept battles completely irrelevant, but speed plus 10% is very, very strong. Never underestimate speed as a trait. It's one after melee defense. It's probably the best single trait that your units can have. Maybe even better than melee defense, depending on who you're facing off against. And the AI is particularly bad at sort of maneuvering or playing around the fact that the enemy army is highly mobile. I mean, our High Elven Rangers are up to 48 speed now with the double speed buffs that we have from this and from the techs, and even our spears, 41 speed, significantly faster than standard infantry speed of around 30. Plus, this army will be composed of a lot of Dragon Princes, and they'll be able to take a lot of advantage of the additional speed in terms of charging, cycle charging, etc., etc., etc. Lovely. I'd love to have gotten that trait on multiple lords, but alas, Tretch is gonna have to go. How to resolve this? Hopefully it won't kill the spears that were already damaged. We'll kill a few of them. And we could heal up this time. It's not the crazy amount of money this time. Yeah, forced labor. Then the Book of the Phoenix. Bound spell. Embers of the Phoenix. Passive ability. Book of the Phoenix. Whoa, 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 whoa. Chance of unit gaining HP. Chance of unit instantly dying if hit points less than... That sounds like a Michaela thing. But she has that Kane's Ring of Fury. Man. That's tempting. That's very tempting. You know what? Once we get to... Well... Once we get another Fire Mage, or once we get a Phoenix Fire Army, Phoenix/Fire Army, we can give the Book of the Phoenix to Michaela. And oh, and she's also flammable, so she's Phoenix themed. Oh, this is all coming together. This is partially Imrik's campaign, but also very much partially Michaela's campaign right now. Yeah, Imrik, you're gonna go into March Stance, and you can't reach Kerf the Dominator. I love Chaos Dwarf names. You go here. Whose caravan is this? Burning Wind Nomads. Oh. Too bad we can't reach you. If we could have reached the... So close to rank 11. If we could have reached that army, I would have attacked them. Karkadon the Vicious. I don't think you're going to bother attacking Imrik. And this army will destroy itself next turn. I mean, the rating that it's doing is still irritating, but it's not a big deal. Phaedian. Wait. You can march stance. Not quite to it. Wait. Damn. Okay, wait. I think rebellions can't attack you anyway, so Bel Herathoi, just go right here. Oh, no, wrong. Phaedian. Bel Herathoi, you're going southward. Wait, can Darkhold hold? Kind of iffy. Mount Greyhag can hold because of the units there. What are you, by the way? You were a Gracier of Ruin. Alright, Bel Herathoi, I think we're gonna have to keep you here. For a turn or so. Meaning Phaedian. See, we can't have you getting attacked by Karkadon. But we also can't have you get close enough here. And I don't know how far this guy can move. Alright, so... I mean, technically he can only move this far, but sometimes it's buggy and I don't really want to risk it. Alright, let's move you here. And just cope. I also don't believe the rebellion can attack you, or I hope it can't. Hopefully I didn't just screw you over. You know what? Give you the Book of the Phoenix. Just for a little bit of a buff. And... oh, we have 2 Swords of Striking now. Yes. Fuse. Into Sacred Incense. What do we have here? Ward save, area, missile resistance, 25% for... yes, please. As long as Winds of Magic is less than 50%. An item that incentivizes using up all your magic. Well, you know who uses up all of our magic? Yeah, if we get another hero in that army... for example, to hold the infantry line, like a noble or a lore master, we'll pop them in there. You know what? Scrolls of Power, fuse into a potion of healing. Man, this is just the day for items. You know what? I'm not risking the Book of the Phoenix. I lied. I'd love to put that on Imrik, but we can't right now. Damn. I've never had, I mean, we had bad luck with items early, so it's nice that we have good luck with them now. You sit in Darkhold. I think this guy will attack Mount Greyhag, so it'll be fine. He can't defeat a noble anyway, but just in case. Just in case he moves down there. Alright, after all that, who's up next? Erathon, sorry for not moving you last time. Let's pop you into, I guess, regular stance. Pop into Val's Anvil. I believe you can't be, wait. You can't be in Lilith's Blessing, but you can move in here. I would like to upgrade this thing as well, so we're gonna briefly switch you and don't collect the income. The growth being 0 is kind of an issue. Let's do that. Let's switch you to Rebuild Lost Splendor and upgrade this fast as we can. Then, how are we doing down here? Let's see. You are growing. Ooh, 2 more turns and we'll be able to finally upgrade the tower and thereby build the Tower of Bloody Tooth, rather. Not Gold Tooth. I'm almost tempted to get rid of the Rally Field, but we'll wait. Alright, and I assume we're not going to build anything at Black Forges, at least not until we retake the Sentinels, meaning the only other thing we can possibly do right now is diplomacy. Avalorn wants a non-aggression pact now, there it is, lovely. We'll certainly take it. How's the Confed looking? Oh wow, they don't want to confederate. We need to send somebody to find Altharion, because it looks like we can't reach him, and oh, there he is. Well, I guess we're moving this way with you anyway, so yeah. But he seems to be in trouble, so let's not risk him dying. Defensive alliance with Tiranoc? No, I don't think so. How about defensive alliance with either of the northern or western provinces? Minus 25. You are now at war with Eshin and Puppets of Misrule and Usak. I would like vision of them. Oh, wait. No, you won't do it anyway. The problem with this is there is a problem, and that problem is gaining vision of village isn't a good thing. Oh wow, you can't. Never mind then. Well, we'll hold off on this. We will do some more declarations, but yeah, gaining vision of village is not a good thing because he'll start spamming his muddle mines on us, and it's quite the irritating ability. And we need to be able to move as far as we can right now. Anyway, we are going to skip and end the turn and see if Karkadon the Vicious is willing to fight us. Tretch's faction should destroy itself. Kurf the Dominator might besiege... Huh, he did go down here after all. Alright, well. Armlet of Fire, spell resistance and fire resistance. Man, this is just a very fire-themed campaign, which once again does feel appropriate for a... oh, I should have manually fought that so that army was destroyed. Oh well. Very appropriate for a dragon campaign, but nonetheless. Sir Tharabelkek, you want a defensive alliance? No, thank you. And... is this guy gonna stay at the Sentinels? Ooh, that's nice. That's real nice. You don't get this. Ready for duty, Archmage of... yeah, okay, that's fine. Technology research. What HP you have? You should be able to kill this, right? It's a sort of mage fighting mage, but you have more HP. And that will knock out Tretch's faction for good. Lovely. Clan Rictus destroyed. That is one less thorn in the sides of the dwarfs, however. Though the Karazakarrak dwarfs, I think, are a decent option for an alliance. They're currently at war with Scabby Eye. What if we join war against Scabby Eye? Non-aggression pact. They do have some nice stuff. And we don't have to necessarily burn these dwarves. There are other dwarves to potentially burn. The only thing is that they've got a lot of good stuff here. Gold, iron, salt. Although there's a decent chance that Karakazul gets destroyed by the by Clan Moore. So for now, we'll be friendly with Karazakarrak. I just don't want to open up another front with them right now as we have bigger fish to fry. Or should I say taller fish to fry? Anyway. Anyway, technology. What are we missing? I don't really care for the recruit rank techs, and we need to build the archive of mages to unlock next military advancements. This is the Elven Embassy, and we are gonna try to get one up and running as fast as we possibly can. In fact, we are gonna try to get one running everywhere as fast as we possibly can. Let's do the Naval Discipline upgrade for the Silverian Guard and Lothern Sea Guard, and Gate Guard to a lesser degree. Then, Belharathoi. Or I guess Fade, it doesn't really matter who. Wait, who's... You're incompetent, but you do have detowered. But you do have to be on the map in order to get the benefit of this. Yeah, I think maybe we'll send you out to see. Alright, either way, that doesn't change several things. You are going to reinforce. You are going to activate Noble Prestige and hit Curve the Dominator. Noble Prestige? Yes. This should put us up to rank 12.
We will.
Auto-resolve.
These fools have no chance.
Hey, maybe these fools have some chance. That hurt us a little bit, but once again, we need money. Then, in regular stance, you'll be able to reach the Sentinels still. Good. Heralds of the Wind, Illyrian Reavers. That's nice. What isn't as nice is the fact that we'll need to... What do you have again? Ridiculed, eh? Yeah, but we need to keep you on the map. Alright. So, the way that we're going to do this is thus. We're going to delete you for now, because, once again, money losses. Wait, no. No, we're not. Theoden has to keep following Imrik, doesn't she? Damn, alright. So, Bill Harathoy, you're going to go find the other... Wait. Punitive. Didn't we get another... Mage you? Oh, but I actually don't want to lose you because you're going to be part of Michaela's fire army, and the Fire Dragon and Michaela and the Phoenixes of Fire and just fire everywhere. Fire for days. Anyway, you go down here then. Imrik, you are now at rank 12, which is the thing that we've been saving for, and a massive upgrade to us. Caledor Incumbent gives us a massive 5 influence per turn, unlocks hero recruitment noble for all provinces and increases capacity, 10 armor and 10 spell resistance and a research rate out of Vol's armaments, astride the battlefield. Ancient Pride gives us melee defense and physical resistance and vigor loss reduction for dragons and of all kinds and dragon princes. Ashen Fields gives us his passive ability, weakness to fire damage. Michaela's going to be happy about that. And additional weapon strength and other stuff. And then we have 1 point remaining. I don't particularly care for fire resistance yet over astride the battlefield, though it gives us speed as well. On the other hand, if Michaela clips our units again, maybe Dragonheart would be a little bit more beneficial. I mean, we're getting out all of these anyway, so it's not going to make too much of a difference. Alright, ooh, wait. Wait. We had Blazing Lance, Flammable Effect, okay, fine. Incumbent, Vol's Armaments, Ancient Pride, Ashen Fields, and then into Blazing Lance. I wanted that Flammable Effect, which when combined with the Ashen Fields is even further Fire Weakness, which should be able to counteract the Chaos Dwarf stuff to some degree. Then, Imrik, you're going to hit the Sentinels and kill off Karkadon the Vicious. We'll see just how vicious he is. With your Regiments of Renown. So you have space for 3. Could get rid of one of the spears. I don't necessarily want to get rid of the spears, but at the same time, these ones are very badly hurt because of Michaela. And yeah, fine. Do this. Alright, then we'll move all of your units here. And that should reduce the cost of this fairly considerably. We're at 1418. This will take us to 1156. Alright, not too bad. And just to double check, you can't switch to Noble Prestige and you can't switch stances either. Hey, Michaela, you got more points. Let's get your Flamestorm. Not gonna be super useful against the... what do we have here again? How's our magic? Oh, our magic is good. Arcane Finesse. Wait, I just want to see what else we have here. Spell resistance, cooldown to spells. Hero... Oh, we also have we have even more ward save for Phoenixes. Damn, the Phoenixes are going to have insane amounts of ward save, and they're already really irritating to kill. That's going to be some good stuff. It's definitely going to be some good stuff. I'm excited for the Phoenix army. We're going to get that army up and running earlier than I normally would, I think. Yeah, you know what? Let's get to Arcane Conduit. I feel like Michaela should have greater Arcane Conduit, but yeah. Magical Reserves and... Let's get Flamestorm. While the Contempt and the Fire Resistance of the Chaos Dwarfs won't allow that to be of too great effect, all those little laborers of Goblin and Orc variety will get burned by the Flamestorm with decent ease. Go. Alright, no speech from Imrik this time, but it does look like the enemy lord has decided to launch a Burning Wrath projectile at Michaela here, specifically at Michaela. I'm not so sure that that was going to work out very well anyway. I'd like to think that anybody remember the Constantine, the movie, where the Balthazar, the demon guy, was like, fire? I was born of this when he got hit with fire. I'd like to say the same thing for Michaela here, who probably wouldn't care so much about the Burning Wrath. And honestly, speaking of Michaela, I think she's pretty much earned her way forward in the annals of the legends. But anyway, speaking of being born of fire, the Fireborn are making their debut charge as we speak. Looking fantastic as they do with those burning lances and charging together with our first units of Dragon Princes. They're going to target the enemy Hobgob Raiders first, mostly because they're really annoying with their bows, and certainly not a unit to be underestimated. I absolutely spammed these things when I played Zatan in my last Chaos Dwarf campaign. I guess my only Chaos Dwarf campaign so far. So I certainly like to knock them out fast as we can. Although they do fire damage and we have plenty of fire resistance. But anyway, Fireborn, and get to work. And it looks like the Hobgob Archers or Hobgoblin Raiders will be booking it on out of there relatively quick. While they are destroyed, our Sun Dragon is drawing a bead upon the most threatening units on the field, one of the 2 units of Chaos Dwarf Blunderbusses. Oh, I really like their color scheme, though. Well, so much for that color scheme. It's all burnt and scorched now. But hey, they like fire. They are fire dwarfs after all. Anyway, the blunderbusses lose about half of their HP despite their fire resistance, and the dragon can back off as we really don't want to be taking shots from the Chaos Dwarf blunderbusses. We've also got the other regiments of renown, the Scions of Mathlan, our special unit of spears, obviously not going to be kept in this particular army, but for now they offer a fairly significant power-up as they do have that ward save area around them, which should be quite useful. Then there's the Talons of Torquelada as well, which offer, wouldn't you know it, flammable damage or flammable effect on their missile strength and more fire damage reduction. Lovely. It's all fire all the time for this campaign, and probably why Michaela has been so blessed so far. Alright, well, the Fireborn and... Yeah, Fireborn and the other unit of Dragon Princes are working. Honestly, the name Fireborn kind of makes me think, ooh, and there's that fiery convocation as well, and another charge from our units. Hopefully their burning lances won't set the sort of oil-slicked water on fire. And we got fire arrows coming in. The enemy's probably used to that as they have fire arrows of their own, but ours are better. Down go those goblin laborers, and I don't imagine the enemy dwarf warriors, chaos dwarf warriors, are going to fare much better, especially the great weapon variant with their lack of shielding. But once again, great color scheme on them. Anyway, the name Fireborn sort of gives me an idea. Maybe Michaela, as a character, uses an artifact like the Book of the Phoenix to be reborn from the flames/ashes repeatedly. And you know, in Age of Sigmar, the Sigmar's Stormcast Eternals, they sort of like lose a little bit of more of themselves every time they are reborn to fight once again. I kind of like that idea. Use the same idea here. Every time Michaela is reborn, she loses a little bit of herself, but also every time she is reborn, her mastery over the fire wind, the red wind Akshi, grows stronger. Maybe she's not so much even deranged, but has Assyrian's fire behind her eyes, as it were, and the other elves kind of hold her in reverence for being blessed by Assyrian. Ooh, wait, we could also wait. I'm into this now. There was in my, I think it was Malice campaign, or just trying to recall, there was a dark elven sorceress who was named, oh man, I can't remember. It was something the Dark Phoenix. There was a Dark Elven sorceress that was reborn, essentially, in a similar manner, going from dark magic to fire magic or fire magic to dark magic. It doesn't really matter. Oh, those poor hobgobs. And the Dark Phoenix could be a sort of dark counterpart, or possibly... or possibly a rival, or it could even be the same character, and maybe a Dark Elf reborn as... and returning to the High Elves after being blessed by a Surian? I don't know, but I would like to hear your guys' input on the matter, because it's pretty clear that we'll be adding Michaela to the community canon after this performance, and throwing a few of those ideas in. So feel free to contribute. I'll probably do the whole thing where I mash a few ideas together, as I usually do, at least the ones that I like the best and would fit, in my opinion, the best. And also, we'll probably need a second name for her as well. It's got to be Michaela something. Something like, I don't know, Phoenix Heart would probably be way too on the nose and a little bit boring, to be perfectly honest. Michaela Flamespire would be great, but Flamespire Phoenixes are already a thing, so kind of just stealing that. Anyway, ooh, I like the way that the fire arrows hit the enemy hero here. It's almost like they're breaking apart on his armor. Oh, it's not just the fire arrows. Yeah, I guess it's just an effect from... Oh my god. Oh, that poor unit. Oh my lord, that's a lot of arrows. He did not have a good day. I also like how, like, none of them are in his head, despite the fact that he wasn't wearing a helmet. All those frickin' arrows. Oh man, anyway, with his fall, and as we saw our Fireborn being absolute menaces in the background, the enemy army pretty much breaks and shatters. They really had no chance. They didn't even really reach our main line, being ripped apart by the range, even as we ripped them apart with our Dragon Princess. Our dragon did take quite a bit of damage, but we will hopefully heal it up together with Imrik a little bit post-battle. And damn, Fireborn certainly racked up the kills. Anyway, we're gonna do a teensy bit of healing here, and we can do it off screen. Alright, very nice. The Fireborn debut with 58,000 damage and 580 kills. Very solid, though it did take not using Michaela's spells as much as we normally do for them to shine a little bit more, but hey, the enemy army was sufficiently sort of dispersed that we couldn't quite cast everything. But anyway, looks like the Towns of Torculated did really nice as well, certainly outdoing the other range units, and both kills and in terms of damage as well. And we are up to rank 13 now. Occupy the Sentinels, please, and take back the territory. Hey, another Bard. Nice. Howling Wastes re-secured. Now, if we activate at least for... wait. Don't collect the income. In 2 turns, we'd be able to swap into... Banish Corruption and grow the Black Fortress to tier 3. Once again, I don't care as much about investing in these places because they're more likely to fall. At least while there are enemies around. And enemies around there certainly still are. Now, what else do we have? Arathond, my friend. Okay, what did we have at Val's Anvil again? Oh, right, I wanted to upgrade the Colonnade because of the public order issue. Now fine, upgrade the Colonnade. I'd still like to build you more eagles, but for now I want to move this way, both to find Mr. Eltharion, grim though he may be. And you have no mage, unfortunately, so you're actually free to travel in March stance. Wait, we do have military... Oh, damn, Gentleman Jenkins is out here. He's one of the weaker armies, but he does have artillery, though I guess we could take that down with the Great Eagles. Oh wow, Lothrin's a tier 3, good job. They're growing decently, probably because... Does the AI get growth cheats? How are you growing? Well, the other AIs aren't growing, just a Lothrin at tier 3, and it does have the Lothrin port after all. Anyway, you keep going this way. Just stand beside Lothrin for a little bit. We'll still, hey, there's Tyrion. We'll still have to head down here. We can also double-check Diplo for like the 50,000th time. Northern provinces, really close to getting that trade agreement going. Military access with Avalor, nearly good. Overlords of Jarduk want peace now. Yeah, maybe you shouldn't have randomly attacked us. Well, I mean, opportunistically, it was a good move on their part, but nonetheless. Northern provinces, non-aggression pact, or trade agreement. You know what? Let's join the war against Clan Eshin. They're not going to cross the mountains to attack us right now, and we can get the non-aggression pact. Eventually, it'll lead to military access anyway. We're pretty friendly with these guys. I can get a little bit of cash as well. I like so. Alrighty. Nice and friendly. And at least this way, we won't have to echo other campaigns where we conquer Cathay. We do want the Dragon Isles, though. We will fight Tooth, Nail, and Dragonfire over the Dragon Isles, so yeah. Anyway, Nathanir's at rank 14, so we've nearly awoken the Star Dragon. Let's get you Dragonheart, because Michaela is dangerous. And Theoden, you can stick around with Imrik. With no other Skaven nearby, nobody can ambush you. Oh, actually, there is one issue, potentially. But nobody's close enough, most likely. I was just wondering whether, you know what, back away a little bit. Imrik won't be able to reach a demon stump. And I imagine they're actually going to revive their army at the Tower of Gorgoth, which will be a harder target, so we should probably hit the Tower of Gorgoth first before moving northward and back around to the demon stump. This will also put us close to the Conclave as well as the Drippin' Fangs. I don't really care about the Conclave. It does look like Uzkalak / Astrogoth Ironhand are still alive, judging by the Chaos Corruption in Azornus Cool, so Grimgor hasn't killed them off yet. Nor has Grimgor lost the Saber Mountain, because there is Chaos Corruption there. Nor has the Challenge Stone fallen, so it looks like the sort of status quo is still being maintained. I do see Chaos Corruption moving through Gormadni Mountains. This doesn't surprise me, though. Kislev is pretty bad in auto-resolve, as I spent a long time complaining about it in my Kislev campaign. But anyway, Crookback Mountain, we upgrade you now. And next turn we'll... Oh, actually, it's not going to be next turn. Though, actually, if we maintain you at current rate, we would be able to upgrade Mount Silverspear next turn. Well, either way, let's get the Homestead. We can do a little bit of investment. Don't have to go maxing it out. And you know what, build the homestead here, actually next turn. Well, actually the turn after next turn, because we need the growth first. And then how are we doing here? 2 more turns. Okay, gotta remember next turn to switch you back to rebuild Lost Splendor. And thereafter, upgrade the tower. That's what we've been saving up for, if you're wondering why I'm keeping so much cash around. Anyway, we are gonna skip, and turn. We're also... Oh, what the heck? Is that the New World colonies? Why are you here? What are you doing? What? Maybe they got chased out of their territory by Hexoatl, I'm not sure. If that is, in fact, the New World colonies. Could also be a minor faction whose little symbol is kind of similar. Anyway, we're basically out of time. I damn, I wanted to see who that was. I want to see if anything interesting happens. Draining Winds. Yeah, this is still buggy, I notice. Well, that's fine. Jenkins is here.
Your instructions?
I wonder, would we be able to spot Eltharion if we... Well, I mean, we have to head out to sea anyway. Well, we'll see next time. Anyway, alright, so it looks like no further attacks upon us at the current time. We won't be able to reach the Demon Stump or the Tower of Gorgoth this turn, but it looks like we will be able to next turn / next episode. This is probably a pretty good place to end the episode as we begin prosecuting the new war against the Overlords of Jarduk. And we do have to keep in mind that Kugath will declare war on us sooner rather than later, so... He is also coming for us, and he's got 6 territories, so he's looking pretty strong. Ooh. If we declare war on him before Goldtooth... Or before he declares war on us, we could potentially ask Goldtooth to join war against him and potentially thereby ally with Goldtooth. If we have Cathay and Goldtooth hold these territories and we have the Dwarves hold these territories, we could push through this area into the Badlands where we can fight Khorne and stuff and then possibly move down to Nehekara as well. Somebody floated the idea of sort of allying with a bunch of neutral factions, like the Ogres, the Wood Elves, and there's potential for that as well. Also, just to double check, what's our victory condition here? Okay, so Poxmakers of Nurgle, easy enough. We've also got 5 turns until our dragon encounter, and now that we have a stronger army, we may very well fight that one. The other things are Destroy Clan Moors, Bloody Hands, and Exiles of Khorne. Oh, so I was right to assume that we want to move here. Huh. Well, good job. Good job, past Ruinous, or present Ruinous, for remembering the deeds of past Ruinous? I'm not sure. Or just guessing correctly. Anyway, we're going to call the episode here, folks, and next time proceed to take the Wolflands before probably looping back around to Kugeth or quickly knocking out these orcs, though they'll probably not be much of a challenge to us, as well as finding Eltharion and starting to grab some islands with Erathon and slowly but surely building up our territories. Over the next few turns, hopefully we can get our territories in a high enough level to start pumping out new types of units. I'm very excited about Michaela's Fire Army to come, so stay tuned for all that. Don't forget to leave those likes and comments below, especially the Threshold. All glory to the algorithm. And thanks for watching.